Ladies and gents, we have ourselves a snow day. It's Monday morning. We woke up to probably, I would say, about 6 inches of snow, maybe a little bit more in certain spots. As you can see here, we're already starting snow removal operations. I got here at 6 o'clock in the morning to help out Anthony in our parts department. We kind of do the plowing and stuff like that and get the project started. Then I cleaned off this whole front row of vehicles, which was actually here. So what we do to prepare for this is we try to leave certain sections of the lot wide open, right? So this whole section was completely free. This way, when we came in this morning, we can plow all that out, clean the cars that were parked here, right? Take those, move them forward, then plow this section out. Now we cleaned all these cars off. We got Dan here getting the keys for those. This way we can start these up, back them up, plow that whole section, and we just keep repeating the process essentially until we're done. Now, it's very important this time that we actually get this process done because it's going to be like 0 degrees for the next 3 to 4 days. And if we don't get them cleaned off, everything's just going to be like encased in ice. It makes it a lot harder to sell a car when someone shows up and you got to spend all that time cleaning it off. Hi, buddy. You getting all those keys?
Yeah. I'm just getting the stock numbers now.
We'll start all these up. You know, you run the heat, the defrost, you melt everything on them, back them up, again, plow. And then this is what it looks like when you have nothing removed off the cars. Again, it's not too horrible. If you look here, we have that much snow. This is really the most like physical labor we do as salespeople. For the most part, we're just walking around and talking to people. You know, this is actual, you know, a day or so worth of actual hard work. What you'll see is this 2 Equinox is not here. Another thing we'll do when we get to the end of a row is we try to remove a couple of the cars that are at the very end. This way, as we start plowing the snow, it's not gonna block anything that we can't get out. So we moved those 2 cars. We moved the truck that was here, the 4 cars that were parked here, and the 1 car that was parked here. Anyways, let me get back to work because we have quite a job in front of us today. As the dealership toll guy, it's my responsibility to do the Silverados. We got a lead on a used Tahoe, which I'm currently sitting in. It's a 2022 Tahoe RST. It was actually one of my customers that dropped this off and took the brand new Tahoe Premier last week. Now, this is in the shop. It has to go through a certification process, has to be detailed, but we're trying to confirm if it has the items on it from 2022 that were part of the chip shortage. So we're gonna start it up. And if you look at the window sticker here, we can see that the first chip shortage is heated steering wheel, so we're going to turn that on. The next thing is steering column lock, which I think that was a complete cancellation. Heated seats, let's put the heated seats on. Park sensors, front and rear. If I go front, park sensors are working. If I go rear, they're working as well. So we did confirm that we had the park sensors. I'll just wait till the heated seats heat up, the heated wheel, and I'll be able to get back to my client, at least on those updates. I'm gonna take a picture or 2 of the car in the shop, just to let them know, listen, it has to go through the process. I really can't tell, you know, what marks might be on it and things like that based on, you know, how it looks right now. It's covered in salt and stuff from the roads outside. Once it's certified, fully detailed, then I can go through it and I can show them like, okay, maybe here's an imperfection, maybe there's a little imperfection here, or like, listen, this truck is like cleaner than clean. So we'll find out once that process is done. Okay, now I left you in the shop, in the Tahoe. Tahoe wasn't through the shop completely. It was completely dirty. So now it's Wednesday morning. The truck's out front, it's detailed, it's basically ready to go for my appointment. Now, we certified a vehicle. It goes to a 172-point inspection. We put tires on the car, oil change, air filter, cabin air filter. One of the USB chargers wasn't working, we're replacing that. There was a plastic cover under the seat that was broken, we're fixing that. So we do everything we need to do to get it to a GM certified status. Now, when my customer saw this vehicle online, this is what the ad looked like. It doesn't have photos yet, it just has like an orange blanket over a vehicle to simulate a vehicle. It does have a price, we priced to market. We priced it to market before we certified the car. It still gets what it needs to be certified. It's got the miles, it's got the VIN number, it's got a clickable link for Carfax. Now, all of that stuff literally gets updated right when the vehicle comes in and becomes part of our inventory. And at that point, it's out there on the web, it's available for sale. Now, we have 5 stores total that can pull that vehicle at any time, and we have the population online looking at that vehicle. So when I had this lead the other day, I offered them the ability to leave a deposit on it. Now, generally, we don't hold vehicles, right? If the vehicle's ready to go, it's available for sale, it's for sale. If you want it, you buy it. We're not going to hold a car for you to think about it. In this case, the customer couldn't make an educated decision about the vehicle because the vehicle's not ready yet. So in that instance, we'll take a $500 deposit. Deposit is completely refundable, but it gives him the first right of refusal. And that deposit will also protect me to have a vehicle to sell the customer, right? No other store can take it, no other customer can buy it until this customer looks at it and decides it's the vehicle he wants. If he doesn't want it, we refund the deposit, we'll sell it to somebody else. Now, coincidentally, I came in this morning on Wednesday and immediately had a client come in that wanted to look at it. He had it up on his phone. He's like, I'm coming here to look at this particular Tahoe. So I had to tell him that the vehicle's technically sold. We took a deposit on it, but let me still show you the vehicle, because what I'm gonna do at this point is I'm gonna get a second customer interested in the vehicle and possibly a second deposit if the first deposit falls through. Another benefit to the first customer who put the deposit on the vehicle, subject to first right of refusal, is it protected him, because now if he didn't do that and I have a customer physically here, you know, you're going to push to sell the car to the person that's in front of you. You know, you don't really have any loyalties to anybody other than the person in front of you that's ready to buy the car at that moment. And many times we'll have 2, 3, 4, 5 customers on the same vehicle. First one to put the deposit down, first one to spend the money wins. But in this case, I have a deposit, I have loyalty to a customer. We're gonna do a quick walk around of the vehicle, kind of look for any imperfections, things like that. I will then call him and schedule an appointment for him to come down and take a look at it and explain everything we did to the car and you know, the condition. He can come down, drive it, and we'll see if he decides to put the deal together and take the vehicle. If he does, it's his. If he doesn't, I have a backup ready to go. We use a CRM called Vin Solutions for all like our customer interactions, the files, all that sort of stuff. And they have a mobile app, which I never really used before, but the mobile app makes things extremely easy. Cause like I just took a video walk around of this Tahoe and I could text it right to the customer right from my phone. I could do the same thing with pictures. In the past, what I would do is I would take a video or take photos and then email it to myself and put it on the computer and do it from there. The app makes it so easy. I can see here that the video went through. Now I'm just gonna send the pictures I took of the vehicle as well, and then at that point I'll go inside, follow up with a phone call, and we will schedule when he wants to come down to take a look. Again, now that the truck's completely done, ready to go, and ready to be viewed and test driven by my customer. My whole goal with this customer is to be as transparent as possible because he lives about an hour away. And listen, we don't want people to drive an hour for something that they don't necessarily want. You know, like obviously it's better chances that we sell the car if they're here, but we don't want to annoy people at the same time, right? So what I did was I did a quick walk around, kind of showed every panel and how there's no door dings and no scratches and stuff like that. Now this is a used car, so we do sell it cosmetically as is. So if there are any, you know, imperfections on it, that's something that, you know, the customer would have to decide, is it still worth them buying? The main thing that I found on the hood is a small ding right here, which we can take care of that with our paintless dent removal guy. And that's like the only mark on the body of the truck. The one issue that there is every single wheel has a little bit of like curbing or a little bit of damage on it. It's not a lot. Like on this wheel here, it is right here. On the back wheel here, you'll see some here and here. Opposite side of the truck, a little up top, a little down here. And then this front passenger wheel is probably the worst, you know, as far as the curbing goes. Luckily, because the wheels are black with the silver trim and the scuffing or the curbing is on the silver, from a distance, most wheels don't look too bad. This one you can really see from a few feet away. But that'll be the customer's decision. You know, are they okay with taking the vehicle in this way? Since it's a cosmetic thing, it doesn't necessarily have to be done in GM certification. What does have to be done is all the maintenance issues and things like that. So you'll notice the markings on these tires. This car now has 4 brand new tires on it. We always do a cabin air filter and air filter. We test the battery. They put new batteries in the key fobs, wiper blades, you know, all that sort of stuff. So that's all looked at. It's a 172-point inspection that the vehicle goes through. And you get extra bumper-to-bumper warranty, you get powertrain extension, you get 2 service visits, you get trials of satellite radio and OnStar. You get a whole bunch of benefit with that. And again, I'd like to highlight and point out that we priced this vehicle up online before it went through the shop. So we'd sell it at market price as a GM certified vehicle with only one dealer fee, which is our documentation fee of $399. And when you compare that to our competitors, you know, we always have great value with our certified pre-owned vehicles. Remember earlier I was saying we really like to get all the cars cleaned off. This way the snow doesn't freeze on the car, right? These cars back here we didn't touch until just now Drew did them. So as you can see, you can take the snow off the car, but you got a layer of ice that's just not going anywhere. The only way really to defrost these is to start them up and run them. Because right now it's single digits, it's like 8-9 degrees out. So even with the sun hitting these, it's not gonna melt the snow or the ice off these vehicles. So if we had to move them, you just have to start them up and defrost. Now, the reason I point this out is because we use these snow brooms to clean the cars off. And actually, with this little layer of ice, you don't actually touch the painted surface. So like earlier in the video, when we were doing the snow removal, it sounds kind of scratchy, but you're not actually touching the surface of the paint, which is nice. You're just touching the surface of ice that's on that car. And because of that, you're not going to really run the risk of scratching the paint, which is what we want. We don't want to scratch cars. And these snow brooms actually do a really good job rather than having like a bristle brush or something like that. Also on Monday, we didn't get a chance to like move all the cars and plow like I had said we would normally do. Kind of just ran out of manpower, ran out of time, but it's not all that bad in that the snow, you know, although it's maybe a little harder, actually it's really not, it's still soft snow and it's not a lot of snow, so the cars can drive right over, you know, this with no problem. Sometimes when you get real big storms and the snow piles up higher than the front end of the car, you don't want to obviously drive through that because you can cause damage to the car if it gets to be like an icy, snowy situation. And since there's all snow in between the cars, what we'll end up doing is pulling cars up for customers. You know, we come out here, we get the car, we bring it up front. This way customers aren't walking in between the cars where there's a risk that they can fall. Also, we get the cars warmed up and ready for them. This way when they do go out to test drive the vehicle, heated seats are on, heated wheel is on, the car is a comfortable temperature, you know, just simple customer service type stuff. This is where sometimes I do stupid things with this GoPro camera, right? I just had the camera placed right here to take that one shot looking this way. And if it ever fell off, where do you think it would go? Right down the sewer. This is how accidents happen. Our Tahoe customer has come down. He's seen the truck, drove the truck. We went over all the details and we are good to go. It already has a full tank of gas, so I don't have to worry about that. We will re-clean the vehicle for Saturday. And there was a spot on the back that he wanted us to see if we could just touch up, a little chip in the paint. So we will touch that up. I actually just went to parts to get the touch-up paint because we'll pick the touch-up paint for him. We'll give it to him. This way he'll have it for any kind of future use that they may need. But good to go. That deal and the whole experience, you know, on both ends, both customer and dealer alike, went exactly how you would want these experiences to go. You know, nice, easy, transparent, informative, and you know, everyone's happy. Somebody sold an orange truck. You don't see too many of those. Now that everything is firmed up with my customer in that Tahoe, what I'm gonna have to do is reach out to the other gentleman that came in yesterday that wanted it. Just let him know that it's sold, it's definitely gonna be delivered, and what I can do is keep my eye out for something similar. If I get something in, I'll let him know. It's another cold day here in New Jersey. Right now, it's 30 degrees, which actually is a lot warmer than it's been because we've been single digits. Right now, for the month, we have 11 cars sold, or I have 11 cars sold. December is generally a slower month, but we're doing okay. We still have a full week to sell cars. Tomorrow on Saturday, I have an appointment coming down on this vehicle here. This is a LT Trailblazer in the Marina Blue. Fairly basic as far as equipment, like a base LT. I think the only package it has is the Confidence package, which gives you side blinds on alert. Yep, it does have that. So these folks will be here tomorrow to take a look and hopefully take delivery of this. I'm also working a deal on this Traverse. Now this is one of our retired loaner vehicles, has about 2,800 miles on it. previous customer of mine who has a lease that's coming due right now. We worked up lease deals on this vehicle. We're slightly higher than she wants to be. However, we manipulated those numbers this morning, and Sal was able to not only save me a few bucks in a payment, but also save me a few bucks in the down payment. I think my customer is going to be very happy, and this should be a deal right here. And lastly, we just had a customer come in today. Russ, thank you for coming back in. Actually, it's funny, he was here in the past shopping, and then since then he never bought a car here. He had been on YouTube, I guess, just doing research, and came across the channel and was like, hey, that's the guy that was at the Schumacher Livingston store. So he came in this morning, you know, to test drive this. He was going to work, so he only had a limited time. Now he's coming back tomorrow at 2 o'clock. We'll work out the numbers, we'll figure everything out, see if he's happy with the deal. Now this, we do not have a deposit on at the moment, because like I said earlier, we generally don't hold cars. The car's here, it's available, it's for sale. So this can be sold by anybody. But what I can do, which I probably shouldn't do, is make it look like it's sold. So we're gonna put a sold sign in the vehicle. Now I'm only doing this because I do have an appointment tomorrow scheduled already in our system on this particular vehicle. So put a sold sign in it. I'm gonna keep the key in my desk. You know, I also moved a little slide in our office over to my name. So if anybody, quick glance, had somebody looking at this, maybe over the phone or internet, you know, it's technically a sold car. You know, technically sold in their minds. It's not sold, so technically it is available. Now, if somebody does come in, obviously I will relinquish the keys to the salesperson who has a customer here, and if it happened to sell between now and tomorrow at 2 o'clock, I'll have to find another vehicle. But we're gonna do our best to preserve this vehicle here for my customer when he comes back tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So if all 3 of those deals go, we add that to the 11 I already have on the road. That puts me at 14 for the month, and I still have a full week to sell because today's Friday. We have until the 31st, which is next Friday. So I'm on pace, hopefully, to get at least 18 to 20 cars this month.